Well, you got to be thinking to yourself that either the NFL is rigged or Sean McDermott is possibly the worst coach in NFL history after that game. I mean, an entire game of just consistent zone coverage on defense. And again, it just, it gets carved up by veteran quarterbacks. Sean McDermott gets thoroughly outcoached by his counterpart in Sean McVay. And the Bills suffer a big loss in LA. Now, again, as someone who isn't, the biggest, guy on home field advantage, it is what it is, right? Again, I think if we have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, it's going to be windy, snowy. It might not play to our advantage. It might play to our advantage. So I'm not, super angry about just any loss. But this game was a joke. I mean, you look at the statistics on this game, and 44 points against, and just a thorough beatdown of the Bills defense, who, again, coming into this week, didn't have any major injuries. There's no reason this defense should have been as lackluster as they were. But we continue to just sit back on third down, let them hit the corner, the top right corner zone on every single play. The run defense continues to be mid. The offense played great. Again, you put up 42 points. You can't complain with that. You should win every single time you put up 42 points. And let's just talk about Sean McDermott at the end of the game there. Wasting a timeout with a minute to go? I mean, that's the ball game. What are you doing wasting a timeout there? I mean, that's common sense as an NFL fan. You're an NFL coach. How do you not know that? It just absolutely putrid from McDermott the entire game. So, again, I like the guy. I think, maybe he could luck his way into a Super Bowl, but he's never going to outcoach a guy like Andy Reid, like Sean McVay. It's just not going to happen, right? He doesn't have the brains for that. And again, he's that defensive coach, but again, his defense continues to get carved up in these big games. You look at the playoffs last year against the Chiefs, you can't get a stop. You get a game here against the Rams that you have to pretty much win to stay in that race for the number one seed in the AFC. And you can't get the win. It's just absolutely embarrassing as a Bills fan to go into LA. Again, the Rams are a decent team, but they're sitting at 500 record-wise, and your defense just gets blown out. You have no answer for them. Again, they have two receivers on that team, Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. Guard both of them and, get a lead, and the ball game's over. I don't care how good their run game is. They're not going to beat you with it if you get a lead on them. But from the opening kickoff, I mean, the game was, pretty much over. That defense just couldn't stop. Couldn't stop him at all. It's aggravating. It is what it is, though. Again, Bills 10-3. It's not time to panic, right? You still got a very talented offense, and this defense has to turn it up. But it's just an annoying one, especially for the people who want that one seed. That of course, that almighty bye that in the playoffs, which would be absolutely huge. But it's just a tough one for Bills fans, and you're gonna have to bounce back against one of the most talented teams in the league next week against the Lions. Good luck if you think you're beating them, because you thought the Rams' run game was good. Take a look at the Lions. They do the same thing the Rams did, but better. They hit the zones, their run game's strong, and their defense is strong. So good luck beating them. Hopefully we do, but it's a tough look for the defense. Again, zero pressure on Matthew Stafford the entire game. Even when you blitz 7 guys, you can't get to him. It's been a recurring theme with this defense. They can't get to quarterbacks. You're paying guys too much money. Von Miller, Greg Rousseau, Ed Oliver. I mean, where are they this game? Epinesa has one good play. That's about it, though. The D-line just continues to be invisible this season. It's just frustrating. But again, it's not time to panic. It's not like we're talking about the Sabres where it's full-on panic mode. We're 10-3, okay? In what was supposed to be a rebuild year. But this is a brutal loss. And again, I'm recording this before the Chiefs game tonight, so we'll see if they win. It's going to be really hard to get that one seed. If they lose, we're still in the race. The Chiefs have a tough schedule the rest of the way. The Bills kind of end with an easy trio of divisional games. But, man, oh, man, let me know in the comment section below. What do you guys think? Again, Sean McDermott just continues to get my hopes up with him, and then he reverts back to the same old Sean McDermott, who has zero awareness, zero football IQ, and zero clock management skills. And he gets outcoached by a better coach in Sean McVay, and that's just how it is. Again, the offense for the first half of the game, they continue to do their nonsense with their wide receiver screens, their runs up the middle. It's just not going to work, right? You finally start airing it out at the halfway point of that game and you score points. That's what you got to do. You got to let Allen be Superman, especially in the playoffs. You can't be doing that nonsense in the playoffs. First and 10, every first and 10, trying to get 2 yards on the ground with James Cook. That's just nonsense, but it is what it is. I'm not going to panic over this one, and hopefully you guys don't as well. And we have a very exciting game next week, like I mentioned, against the Lions. if we win that one, we're right back up. That would be a huge bounce back win, a huge opportunity for this team. So have a good one, guys. Don't get too worked up over this one, but a tough loss to swallow.